For a lot of Americans, President Biden's announcement that he will extend the pause on student loan repayments once again, this time through August. This delay marks the 6th extension of the program in the 2 years of the pandemic. And currently, there are 43 million Americans who owe a combined $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. Joining us now to take a deeper dive into all of this is Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona. Secretary, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. While I don't think many people are going to complain about the extension, in the president's statement today, he said if loan payments were to resume on schedule in May, analysis of recent data from the Federal Reserve suggests that millions of student loan borrowers would face significant economic hardship, and delinquencies and defaults could threaten Americans' financial stability. Now, what exactly is the Federal Reserve looking at when deciding whether or not to resume these payments?
Well, you know, the Federal Reserve has their data points on what the financial conditions are of people, but I can tell you from my conversations with Americans across the country, they're still struggling. You know, we as a country are moving in the right direction with you know, the economy. There were 7.9 million jobs this past year, which is a record number. So we're moving in the right direction. However, Americans are still hurting. You know, they're paying their mortgages now. People are going back to work, and childcare needs are coming up again. So we recognize that this loan pause for another 3 to 4 months is going to give them an opportunity to get their legs under them again. And we want to make sure that when they come back on, that they have the supports that they need to make sure that they can do it successfully. We want our students to be successful.
A student loan is something that looms over so many of us. Is there a chance that this could go beyond August? It could be extended again?
Yeah, that's a good question. And, you know, it's really important, as you said at the beginning of the interview, that, you know, this is based on numbers. This is based on data. We want to make sure we're listening and we're responsive to Americans and their needs. And we recognize that while we have a date of August 31st, we're going to put that data out there. We want to make sure we're supporting our borrowers as they come back on. We also want to be very clear that we're continuing to monitor this. You know, I anticipate continued improvement across the country because the conversations we're having today are so different than a year ago. We were talking about vaccines, about quarantining a year ago.
And we want to put this in perspective. Elon Musk, you heard of him, right? So he was just named the world's top billionaire. He is worth $219 billion. It would take nearly 8 of him with his fortune to pay this debt off. Hopefully my math is right there. But many Democrats are calling on the president to forgive all of the debt. Is this an option your department is seriously considering with the president?
You know, we are continuing those conversations about broader debt relief. But it's really important for the listeners to hear, we haven't stopped. Since day one, we're trying to fix the root of the problem. You know, college affordability is an issue, but also loan forgiveness that should be happening wasn't happening. We had a 98% denial rate for public servants who qualified for loan forgiveness. When I became Secretary of Education, 98% of our teachers, our nurses, our doctors were being denied loan forgiveness. Today, loan forgiveness exists for those who have been in the public service fields, our veterans, our service folks. You know, they have loan forgiveness available to them if they've done public service for over 10 years and they've been paying into their loans. We've also forgiven loans for those who have total and permanent disability, for those who have been taken advantage of by their institutions, who have been selling them a bill of goods and never delivering on it. So we've done a lot.
And you mentioned the root of the problem, college affordability. I have young kids. I am we're getting ready for the next 7 to 8 years what college is going to look like. How are you guys tackling college affordability and making it more affordable for young kids?
That's really kind of what I'm really proud of what we're doing here at the Department of Education. It's not enough to say we're going to provide loan forgiveness and then not address the root of the issue, and then 5 years from now we're in the same spot. College has become out of reach for too many people. That's the bottom line. We recognize parents right now are making decisions about whether or not they can talk to their children about college. That's unacceptable. That's un-American. We got to fix that. We're working on making sure the return on investment in college is better than it ever has been.
And Secretary, quickly before you go, are options like a fixed lower interest rate being considered at all?
we're considering everything. And what we're doing is we're listening to our borrowers. We're trying to make sure that we're fixing the system that's so complicated and difficult for borrowers to understand, or very easy for borrowers to be misled. We're fixing those issues and trying to keep the borrowers at the center of the conversation. Right now, so many people are making profits off borrowers. We're trying to fix that. We're calling out bad actors in this process and forgiving loans where we need to because they were taking advantage of students. And any chance we can to improve loan options for our borrowers and make it simple, we're doing that. And we have much more to announce. We're working really hard on this. It's important to us. It's important to the president.
It certainly is important to all Americans as well. Secretary Cardona, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to having you back on here. Let's see, maybe in August when we start talking about this once again. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.